makes a great employer brand? Each year, I grapple with this thought that puts me into a lot of thinking for the next year. Many of you are aware that the World HR Congress celebrates its 25 Silver Jubilee years in February 2017. The Silver Jubilee episode between 15th, 16th and 17th of February in Mumbai will bring together 130 countries and as many as about 1,400 HR leaders from these countries. The 3-day celebration will be a landmark in terms of its historical evidence that has ever happened in HR in any part of the world. Quality, quality, quality and more quality. CHROs, Vice Presidents HR, Executive Directors, Director HR, etc., are part of this celebration. So do look up what this celebration is all about. Do feel the celebration so that you can actually be a part of it. I also do a lot of research on CHROs. One of my occupation that keeps me occupied is writing about people. So if you know any CHRO who is brilliant, who's doing brilliantly and has one very great quality, and the quality is his or her ability to be mad. I repeat, his or her ability to be mad. MAD stands for make a difference. So for many of you smiling, if you know any CHRO who's made a difference, please feel free to write to me. I'd be very, very delighted to track that person's career and history and achievements and recognize that person in the manner that person deserves its recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with employer branding panel of those employer brands that have achieved a landmark achievement, and here are some of the names of the panelists. No order as is presented in the sheet for me today. Roseanne Parungo, Chief HR Officer, FWD Life Insurance Corporation. My colleagues will organize a mic. Himali Madhura Singhi, CEO, Chief Executive, Lanka Market Research Bureau. We're certainly living in a world of diversity, I promise you. Mahinda Saranapala, Director CEO of Kelani Cables. Yes, Saira Binati Mohammed Saad, Head Strategic Marketing, Branding, Communication and CSR, Hong Leong Islamic Bank, Berhad. Sim Hon Vai, COO, MDT Innovations. Also, Susie Custerson, Head Talent Acquisition Asia, Regional HR Manulife John Hancock. Thank you so much. Your office did a great job of coordinating your presence today. Okay.
Thank you. First of all, I'm happy to be here. It would have been nice if you were told that we were going to have 2 minutes to speak about the topic. But since it's a topic that's dear to my heart, I think this will not be very difficult. It has always been sort of my goal to make the company I work with an employer of choice. And that can be seen from so many perspectives, but I guess the most important is from the employees themselves. But I think there isn't no one formula, but I think we can be creative about it. But there are basics, and I think we need to get the basics right first before we can go into other, I guess, more colorful stuff. But obviously, it's first the basic starts with the vision, being clear with the values, and having conversations with the employees to make sure that they too are aligned and believe in the values of the organization. And then from there, making sure that whatever we do and everything we do are aligned with that. But times are also changing. It's also, I mentioned, having conversations with employees and asking them what really matters to them. I work in a life insurance company. It's probably the most traditional and oldest industry that we have. But we want to make a difference. And how do we do that? We ask our employees, what's important to you? One of the latest things we've done that I think is a little bit different is we put Facebook at work. And it's a big step because it's a platform that I know our employees are at, and they're talking to other employees and friends through that. But it also means there's no censor. There's no censorship. They can write anything. But it's that openness, I think, that made it possible for us to even enhance the communication that's going on within the countries and across the countries. So the world is smaller for FWD now because we are all talking in the same platform, in a social platform that's true to everybody. So we're sharing pictures, we're sharing personal experiences, and we're sharing things that are going wrong in the office. Surprisingly, there are no negative things happening there. It's sharing best practices. So I think it's a lot of things, and it's very difficult to put everything in 2 minutes. But I'm thankful for this opportunity, for at least putting the brand of FWD there. We still strive to make it a great brand for our employees as well as for our customers. And yes, customer experience will always have to be at the heart of everything. So that's one thing that we also impart to our employees and make sure that they are clear on it. For example, in HR, we also measure employee experience. This is to align with customer experience that we try to measure in so many touch points. So I don't know if my 2 minutes is up, but I can go on and on, but thank you so much.
What I picked up is employee experience and customer experience. That is the genesis of your employer brand. Happy employees, happy customers. And happy employees leads to success. So keep your employees happy. Also what I discovered is happiness is like a flying bird. It's never going to be permanently with you. So you know what I mean? So if that bird comes back and perches again back on your hand, you're very lucky. And let that happen. Thank you, Roseanne. I appreciate it.
It's really great to be here, and thank you very much again for giving this opportunity. So, like Roseanne said, it's very difficult to say in one word what we do as employee here. But in my case, I come from a market research background, and my company is a market research company. And what we find in this particular, the organizations differ, and there are different groups of people. If somebody asks me what was that tipping point, where did this all happen, I would say it was a change in mindset, believing that we are all equal. That's very important. And then beyond that, that is like the basics that we are all one at the end of the day. And then of course there are many things as mentioned. It's not just caring for your employees, it's nurturing your employees, it's more than caring your employees. And like even market research, we do these surveys to check the pulse of your clients out there, pulse of your consumers. I really feel you need to know the pulse of your employees, because each employee, I would say, ticks differently. And in my organization, I have about 100 plus employees, and then there are so many other freelancers that we work with. So there's this human interaction, and then understanding where they are going and where are we taking them, because they need to have while we do have a clear vision, it is very important that that vision is not, like you correctly said, while it should translate to all business objectives, we need to ensure that our people grow personally as well as professionally. And then this is something that they should feel. It's not something that we keep saying, okay, we care for you or we make sure that you grow. The people need to feel that, yes, I have grown with my organization, and the organization hasn't just grown with numbers, they've taken me along with the organization. So I think that's one also where this has to come from your employees. So apart from that, the communication, transparency, honesty, you have to really, really be honest with your employees. And then we in our organization, I'm sure in any organization there is a hierarchy. Even in my organization, we have a hierarchy, but when it comes to the real behavior, there is no rigidness there. Openness, being able to approach anyone. Again, all this, I really feel boils down to we being all the same, irrespective whether you are the in a hierarchy at the most senior level to the most junior level. Apart from that, I guess moving forward, we have a lot of changes are taking place. What I really feel is I've been with my organization for closer to 20 years now, but we really feel the millennials, the people that are out there, the life stressors, what we called out, the stresses that we called are very different to the stresses the young millennials, young people go through. So it was beautiful, 6 months of maternity leave, what was said, 6 months of paternity leave. We really need to understand and accommodate, because the life pressures that they go through are very different. At a very young age, they are faced with so much of responsibilities. You have to balance your life, balance your work. So accommodating, understanding their needs, I think these are the things I think that worked for my organization. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I pick is pulse. Know your pulse and you get everything right. Over to you, Mahendra.